Hello, everybody. How are you doing? How's your day? How have you been? How's your week going? How's life? How are you? I was just thinking and asking myself, why is it that we find ourselves in situations which really make us doubt ourselves, which really make us unsure, uncertain, not confident about who we are as people. And I don't mean this from a perspective of where, you have done something wrong, inappropriate, uncalled for, or something which causes people to look at you sideways, because there are things that we can do as human beings which tarnish the way people look at us. So I'm not talking about those situations, and I'm not talking about having quirks which disturb other people, because there are some people who really emphasize on having traits that make other people uncomfortable. So I'm not talking about that kind of a situation or those type of quirks, but I'm talking about just being you authentically, you being you naturally. You know, at the end of the day, even if in this society we're really being taught to kind of be okay with being alone and not having anyone at all. And I don't mean like having a romantic relationship, because most of the times when people hear being alone, it's synonymous with being in a romantic relationship. No, I mean having people around you that genuinely adore you. And I use adore and not love, because adoration to me is such a deep word. Love is the epitome of everything, but to be adored is so deep. It's a characteristic of love which I think sometimes can be childified, to be like, oh, you're adorable, and that kind of thing. Oh, I adore that. But when you think about it in depth, to adore somebody is to recognize who they are, what they aren't, who they could be, what they're not comfortable being, where they currently are situated, where they could go, where they won't go, what they are willing to change, what they are not willing to change, what they can acknowledge, what they can't acknowledge. And by not acknowledging, sometimes it's deliberate, and other times it's not deliberate because the person can't see what you mean. It's how they do things in life, how they choose to live life, how they choose to express themselves, how they choose to show up, what they choose to wear, what they choose to watch, what makes them happy, what catches their attention, their speech patterns, their intonations, the way they pronounce certain words, their ethnicity, their background, their family, what they choose to study, what they don't choose to study, what they choose to invest time in. It's everything that makes this person, what hurts them. What insecurities do they have, what scars do they have, what have they been through in life. It's basically the knowing of somebody's soul and choosing to be in awe of everything that makes that person them. That is adoration. That is the other people find them annoying, but you find it cute. Other people find them overbearing, but you find them, mysterious and worth you spending all the more time to understand how their brain works. Other people find them weird, but even if you can agree that they are weird, it intrigues you. There's something extremely fascinating about the fact that they're kind of a weird person. It's the way that when they do that little thing that tells you they are not sure, it doesn't make you go like, oh, here we go, we're probably gonna have a long deep discussion about something that you've told me 10 times over. You're grabbing your notebook and pen because you're about to go to page number this and that, where you last visited when they told you that story for the 100th time, and you're going to be finally able to change that comma into a full stop, because perhaps this time they'll finish a sentence which they were not able to 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 3 months ago, maybe 1 week ago, because they were not so comfortable with you. But over the time, and you showing up and you being there and you reassuring them that they are safe, they are able to go a little bit further than they did last time, and you're ecstatic about that. You want to hear it. You crave hearing it. That is adoration. It's when they tell you that they don't think they can do something, and it doesn't come off as them fishing for any form of attention or compliments or anything, but you can tell the difference between them genuinely being unsure about something. And even if you know that it's well within their capabilities, you have the space and grace for them to understand that just because you can see somebody shining like a star, it doesn't mean that person views themselves that way, and you're simply in awe of you being able to witness this star come into bloom, and you don't mind playing the background role. You don't mind being the night sky so that they can shine all the more. Because even if a star is really, really dim on a night where the moon is not shining and this pitch black, you will see that star. So that is adoration. That is the thing that is sometimes left out of the topic of love. It's being able to look at a soul and just be so glad that you ever got a chance to interact with them. It's like their tears don't annoy you. Their laugh is super exciting to you. And even if you were having a low day, hearing their voice makes you so happy. And other times it just puts you at ease. And the silence that comes about you being comfortable with that person brings you rest. You don't need to always talk to this person. Simply being in the room together is enough for both your social batteries to begin to recharge. And this is not, like I mentioned, romantic. It can be platonic, it can be family, it can be whoever it is that looks at you through that lens. And I would pray and I would hope that all of us get to experience that even once in our life. And I pray that it's not a fleeting thing, and I pray it's not a one-sided thing. I pray that we mutually find people who look at us the way that I described, because everybody does deserve to know what it feels like to be validated. And I'm giving a disclaimer. This isn't for people who are like careless with their relationships, who don't invest in their relationships. Because even if all these things are there, if you adore somebody and they don't think of you in a similar way, you will get hurt, because love does sometimes indeed hurt. It hurts to love and realize you're not loved back. It hurts to invest and realize that this person would never, ever get themselves in any form of uncomfortable situation for your sake. But this video is just to say, let's not lose hope. If you're doing good, you're working on yourself to be better, you're improving, you're taking step after step to just be a better person, I pray that might come to you through friend, through family, through romance, whatever the route may be. I hope that you would find somebody that truly adores you. So, and if you can find even more, well, then you're truly, truly blessed, aren't you? So, yeah, and I hope the same for me too. I hope to find people that truly adore me, who are interested even in the things that they are not interested in, but I am. That they will take the time to listen and truly be engaged, not make it feel like you're talking their ear off, and visibly show you they're not interested in what you're talking about because it doesn't interest them. So, yeah, you are worth adoring. I am worth adoring. Bye.